We're full there. All right, so being that that is, I don't know what, 2.5 gallons, a gallon and a half, something like that. 2.5 gallons. All right. It's not very easy to pour into that little hole, so I'm gonna grab a funnel. Pause it. No, just leave it. All right. All right. So we're full. So the oil is kind of black looking, and the job of oil is two parts. Uh, one part is it lubricates. Second part is it cleans. Um, with diesels, uh, diesel tends to be kind of sooty, and so as it cleans, you can change the oil, and inside a week the oil is black. So it's not that it's bad like a gas engine. Gas engine, you go a good ways before it'll start turning black, but diesels are completely different. And just because the oil looks black doesn't really mean bad. So it's a slightly different than a gas engine. So we put our oil cap back on. You don't want to forget that. If you do, you'll have oil everywhere. Go back and check that, still right on the line. So this truck has 237,000 miles. Um, I think it's about 238 now. Anyways, um, since the truck was new, my brother-in-law ran Rotella in it, and I kind of subscribe to the idea of what you start with is what you continue with. I may be wrong on that, but that's just the way I view it. I don't. Once an engine has a certain amount of wear, to me, changing what you're doing doesn't sound like a good idea. So I just continue to do the same thing. Um, so I'm gonna put some of this stuff away, and we'll come back in a minute. Y'all can see it or not, but the needle is pointing right at 15, or it's right at 16. Sorry, where I put it. So I'm gonna say that we have fixed the leak. Um, I see a little liquid where it has run down this side, but I still suspect that the truck was parked on a slight hill and it was leaking from this hose clamp right here, and so it ran down. That's what I'm going to go with. I've got the radiator in there. I've got the antifreeze in there. If it starts leaking again, then we'll reverse course. We'll put a radiator in it and may start looking for hose clamps and stuff to resolve that issue. But at this point, I don't really see any more leaks. I can't see any puddling liquid anywhere. It's nice and dry there. It's dry right there. I see no signs of leakage. Like I said, the needle is still pointing right where I put it. So we're going to call it good for the day. So let's bleed off the pressure. Take off our tester. So looking right here, it's just above the minimum, and the line for maximum is right there. So I'm going to go grab some antifreeze. We're going to top it off, bring it up to the maximum, put our cap back on.
Dad, tell them I'm going to do the 5K run.
Good. You know it still recorded that, right? Freeze. Try to pour this in and not make a mess when we step on this side. Oop. Poured it in, didn't make a mess, set it down, made a mess. Oh. All right, so I exceeded the max just by a hair. If it's too much, it'll purge it. If it's not, it'll stay. So there we are. Technical difficulties. The wind blew the camera over, hit me in the back. So I hope you liked my right shoulder.
Tell them about my 5K run.
So tomorrow, Mr. Brandon.
It's next week.
Next week, Brandon is running in a 5K. The last I heard, I thought he said it was tomorrow. No. But anyways, so he's in a 5K next week. I'll throw this to you. If you're in Pleasant View and you're having car trouble, the person that I've always relied on was Emery at Auto Service in Pleasant View. And if you're in Nashville, Packard BP on Donaldson Pike. It's a special plug there because my grandson actually works there. And so if you're in those two areas, that's who I recommend you go see. Good people, trustworthy people. So Emery is a friend, and as I said, Chris is my grandson. So I hope you all are having a great Saturday morning, even though it feels like 100-mile-per-hour winds. It's still good temperature, comfortable. To explain the do-rag, I don't normally wear do-rag. I had knocked a hole in my head operating a forklift. The seat has a spring in it, and as I crossed from the trailer onto the dock, a wheel went off. When it did, it bounced me out of my seat into the cage above, which split the top of my head open. It's about an inch and a half cut. At first, it didn't bleed real bad, but eventually it got around to it. And so I've got a nice big white bandage on my head. So instead of having a bandage, I chose a blue starred headband, headband. So the wind is cleaning the trees out of all the nuts, the hickory nuts. So throughout this time, I'm sure you've heard clunk, clunk, clank. So, anyways, that's what that was. So we are done here today. I hope y'all have a great weekend and a great next week.